Welcome back to Studio 10, everybody. It's Jerome, Richie, Hollyson, and Rockapella. How about it?
We get so excited every time they come to visit. We've been lucky enough to have you. I think this is, what, the 4th or 5th time you visited us?
Way too many, but it's great to be here.
And generally, you guys are trouble when you come in, but so far, you've been pretty well behaved.
Thank you. It's early.
Now, I was telling people yesterday, everybody's always saying, well, who's going to be on the show tomorrow? And I said, Rockapella. And they're like, Rockapella? How do I know Rockapella? And I said, well, the Folgers commercial.
Oh, that one? Let me show you what that sounds.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Every day I wake up, pour myself a cup of that rich Folgers aroma. The best part of waking up is that do-I been all I do. The mango aroma always coming through, always coming through. Oh, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Yeah.
I was telling people the same thing, and they said, well, how do I know Rockapella? And I said, well, remember that kids show we used to watch growing up?
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3. In the world is
Carmen San Diego.
Woo!
Did you guys write those songs, or did they orchestrate them and say, hey, here's what we want? What was your creative input on the whole project?
The Carmen San Diego was an original, but Folgers was their ditty that we arranged.
Yeah.
You know.
So do you drink Folgers? Anybody?
You know, Kevin, we were featured actually on camera. And we did the radio spot too, but the first one we did a Christmas one too, but the first one, Kevin was the guy on camera sipping the coffee, and there was a whole training session about how to sip the coffee.
Oh.
Really?
And at the time,
Pinky out, right?
Yeah, and at the time I was not a coffee drinker, so I was like, this is really kind of, the smell was just kind of getting. So they would boil water, and I'd have to sip the hot water. That's a secret you can't tell anybody.
Oh.
Wow.
Boy.
Yeah,
Should we lie today? Oh, God. We have to edit that out. Well, that's funny. So, do you drink Folgers? No.
Personally, I don't drink any coffee.
I do now, actually.
As soon as they start paying us again, I'm down with that.
You guys have preserved a lot of longevity in, I guess you could call you really a niche genre. I mean, you guys have a serious following, not just here in the United States, but all over the world.
I tell you, we were kind of the first contemporary a cappella group to kind of take it around the world. So through our live show over the many years, we've been able to kind of build a fan base that really loves this kind of music and can't get it a lot of places. So we've been fortunate to kind of, the record industry and radio was like, what is this a cappella stuff? It doesn't sound like what's on the radio, and it's always been a tough sell for us. But with TV and jingles and stuff like that, been able to find kind of the back door into exposure and found a place for ourselves, and it's lasted a while.
Well, like the Beach Boys, you use your voices as musical instruments.
That's true.
That's right. So we understand that there's going to be a member of the band that's leaving, unfortunately. We hope it's not for creative differences or trouble, or is there there's a throwdown right here, everybody. So this is your last show coming up.
This is my December 22nd in Tampa. At the Tampa Theater is going to be my last show with the group. Yeah.
You getting kicked out for the coffee incident?
The coffee, yeah. Too much money was fined. Yeah. No, it's just it's time for. I've got a couple kids and some other things, and we're actually, it's just time for me to be home and be daddy and hubby.
Well,
so I'm looking forward to it.
You guys are on the road so much. I mean, I think your live album that I have was recorded in China or Japan.
Japan.
Yeah. I mean, it's just unbelievable how much you have to tour in this business.
With the world getting smaller and smaller, there are unlimited amount of markets you can play. So it's kind of like we could probably play every night somewhere in some corner of the world, but we all have families, or most of us have families. So our one single guy who came down from New York today.
Right on.
Tore him away from his bachelor life.
You came down from New York today?
Yesterday.
I was going to say, well, you've definitely had some coffee this morning.
So what kind of venues work best for you guys? I mean, other than the Studio 10 studio. Do you like the bigger performance areas or the small, more intimate venues?
Just like Tampa Theater is perfect. It's that kind of like 1,500-seat intimate, kind of the old renovated movie houses and stuff that we really love playing those kind of places. So that kind of, I think it's an intimate show because there's a lot of kind of personable humor going on, and it's not like a great arena show maybe, but
connect with the audience.
Yeah,
exactly. And people want to hear. I think nowadays with so much produced and overproduced music, it's really nice for people to be able to come and hear the human voice and to hear that. So I think that's why it's catching on so much.
Does that drive you? Do you think that kind of cheapens what you do? There's all this pitch correction business, and you just sing.
The auto-tune or whatever.
What we do, it elevates us.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
We're obviously not using it.
Good answer. Look at that.
That's a very good answer. And yet, you know what too about Tampa Theater? I mean, it's such a throwback, and this is sort of a throwback kind of music too. So it's such a really good fit for you guys.
It's a great fit. We love that place. I went to the University of Tampa, so we used to do a few performances there. So to go back there now, later in life, and enjoy the audience like that is great. Yeah.
So you can catch Kevin's last performance at the Tampa Theater that's coming up. So come on out.
That's right.
And give him the love, everybody. We'll put all the information up there on your screen for you. There you go. Go to rockapella.com or tampatheater.org or studio10.tv or folgersinyourcup.net or anything. And you can find out all the information about a Rockapella holiday, Tuesday, December 22nd at 8.